So let me just go straight to the point. My name is Van Dyke, but you can simply call me Mr. Celebrity, right? Today I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. Now, this topic has to do with education in Nigeria as well as education in Ghana. We are going to strike a difference between education for the very rich people in Ghana as well as education for the very rich people in Nigeria, as just opposed to education for the very poor and marginalized both in Ghana and Nigeria. What are these two countries doing for the poor, especially? Because the rich will be able to take care of himself or herself. You understand? So usually, what the government is supposed to do is focus on the less privileged. In fact, we schooled with some rich people who had moved from Nigeria to come school here in Ghana. I'm sure some Ghanaians also moved to Nigeria to go school, right? Now, you realize that they move from Nigeria, they come to Ghana and they pay in dollars. And I'm sure it's the same for Ghanaians traveling to Nigeria to go school. And nobody will go to Nigeria to go and school in a very dilapidated school. You understand? And in the same way, no Nigerian will also come here in Ghana to come and school in a very dilapidated school. The very poor people in the society that will not be able to take care of themselves. What is the government doing for them? Now I'm going to show you videos of the very, very rich schools in Nigeria. You know, a school like Chapter House, Aja. Now look at this. Look at this school. And when we return, we'll talk about the schools that the very poor also go. In fact, let's just combine both videos, right? So you watch a little of the very rich people in Nigeria, the kind of school that they attend, and then a little bit of, you know, the poor people. And I just add that both groups of people pay school fees in Nigeria. Let's go, I'll be right back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one of the best schools. One of the best private schools in Africa. This is a very rich school in Nigeria. Chapter House, Aja. This school exudes royalty. This is for the rich. It's for the affluent in the society. It's for the high and mighty. If you understand what I'm saying. Everybody would want his or her child to be in school like this, in an environment like this, to make friends from people that are able to, enter schools like this. So this school is beautiful and it has all the necessary facilities for children to excel. But the question is, how many Nigerians will be able to afford this magnificent? How many Nigerians will be able to afford schools like this one as well, Greenville? Beautiful. Now you can even see that there are whites in the school, elevators in the school. Look, beautiful edifice. My question again, how many Nigerians will be able to afford schools like these? Because the school fees alone is humongous, is huge. A lot of these schools even pay in dollars. You get me? And like I keep saying, every Nigerian parent, I believe, would want to take his or her ward to schools like this, and so that the child is able to harness his potential. You understand? But the question is, do they have the means? And this brings us to the schools where the ordinary Nigerian will be able to afford. The question is, look at this school. Who in government in Nigeria who in government in Nigeria will be able to, or will send his or her child or her children to schools like these? These schools are in a deplorable state. These schools are just not good for ordinary people to go. Do you understand? It is pathetic that a country that is known as the giant of Africa, a country that has oil in abundance, a country that has a lot of billionaires, a lot of well-to-do people, would have schools like these. Will have schools like these. Schools that look like abandoned schools. And the truth is, they are not abandoned schools. Last time when I did a video of one of these schools, somebody told me that he or she did not believe that, Nigerians would attend schools like this, and that it is abandoned schools that I've brought. But these are not abandoned schools. These are schools where that still take students with leaking ceilings. Some basically has no desks, no chairs for students to even sit on it. In the 21st century, in high school, some people must carry chairs from their house and take to school. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? And I'm not saying schools like these might not exist. Maybe you go to very remote areas in Ghana and you are likely to find a primary school, not a high school, a primary school that might be in a very deplorable state. But I doubt there is any high school in Ghana in this state. No. And you can see in this video, if I play the sound for you, you realize that they are calling on the government as well as people in authority to come and help them. They are calling on rich people who can, give them a little bit to come and help them. Now look, churches or people will go and make churches, and I believe they will give the school a little bit. And this is what this school is running on. It is pathetic that in the 21st century, it is sad that in the 21st century, it is heartbreaking that in the 21st century, we'll be able to have schools like these in Africa. And not just in Africa, but in Nigeria specifically. I think the government of Nigeria should do better to help the ordinary Nigerians so that they are also able to realize their full potential. Thank you. Now, having looked at these two schools, look at the likes of Charterhouse Aja in Lagos. This school is going to be a grade A school in any country, including the United States, China. Beautiful, extremely beautiful. I doubt if there is any school in Ghana that the outer part, for the interior, yes, but the outer part of the school, look at the building, look at the structure, magnificent. It can pass as a school in some fairy tale movies. Beautiful. But what percentage of Nigerians can enter a school like this? What percentage of Nigeria or Nigerians can enter a school like that? And now look at the schools for the poor in society. So look at the disparity between the schools for the rich and the schools for the poor. Like, the difference is so huge. It is so huge. some of the school buildings look like it's an abandoned school. Look at it. It looks like an abandoned school. And even though it looks like an abandoned school, in order to access this school, you still have to pay. You still have to pay school fees. I'm sure you pay for examination fee, PTA levies, you have to buy your books, you have to buy uniform. So it is not easy. Even in this state, it is not easy for the very poor and marginalized in the society to enter or get access to these schools. But it is different in Ghana. It is. And I'm not saying, so we will go and watch the videos for Ghana, right? Then when we return, whatever it is that I have to say, I'll say it. Now this is Ghana. The schools for the high and mighty. The schools for the millionaires and the billionaires. The schools for white diplomats who are working here in Ghana. These are beautiful schools. I wish when I was growing up, I was able to attend schools like these. Beautiful. The environment is clean and serene. The environment is peaceful. It is spacious. Look at hostel facilities. Look at dining areas for students. This can pass as very good restaurants. Look at the facilities within the school. The lawns. Beautiful. Very beautiful school. Question is, how many Ghanaians can attend schools like these? How many Ghanaians can attend schools like these? This is Lincoln. We say Lincoln. It's all good. Look at this. The environment is clean. It is peaceful. It is absolutely breathtaking. If you were a mother or a father, would you not want your children to attend schools like this? Would you not want your children to be in an environment like this? I believe every one of us would want their children to be in schools like this. And that is where the government comes in. This is also a school for the ordinary Ghanaian. This is Accra STEM Academy. This is absolutely free for anybody that gets access to enter this school. It is not for the high and mighty. It is for ordinary Ghanaian. This is Wesley Girls Senior High School. Free for anybody that writes BEC and passes. This is Infantipim Senior High School. A magnificent school. Beautiful, and it is still free for any student that will study hard and pass his or her BEC. This is actually for boys. The other one was for girls. This is also another boys' school at Dilapidated College. These schools are all free. These are e-block schools, especially built for villages. Look at it. This school has been built, and look at the forest behind it. More than 50 of these schools have been built in rural communities just so that the ordinary Ghanaian will be able to access very good schools. So that is the difference that I'm talking about. Look at all these schools, free. You don't even need to buy uniforms. This is another school that students pay nothing. All of these schools, from primary straight to high school, you do not pay anything. So that is the difference between Ghana and Nigeria. Now, having watched the rich schools in Ghana, look at them. Yes, some of them are beautiful, exquisite, with pools, with whatever, and not. But the schools where the very poor in society can also access are not bad. Now, the difference between what is happening here in Ghana and what is happening over there in Nigeria is that look at some of the schools that are meant for the poor. If I say they are meant for the poor, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is only poor people that go there. Don't look. Some of the very rich people in this country even push their children or their wards to go to such schools, such government schools, free. Now, different from our counterparts in Nigeria, this school is absolutely free. You don't pay school fees, you don't pay examination fee, you don't buy books, you don't buy school uniform. You look, everything is free, including the food you eat, with boarding facilities for all of the schools that I showed you. So you see the difference in education between Ghana and Nigeria. I know many a times when I put videos there, it looks as though I am shading Nigerians, and a lot of Nigerians come for me. Some of them will attack me and attack my personality. It is not because I want to shade Nigerians, but for the way that Nigerians see themselves as well as their country. Nigerians actually view Ghana as some poor, dilapidated, spoiled, a country that is worthless, a good for nothing country, like we are worth nothing. I don't know what it is that gave them that impression, but that is what a lot of Nigerians think. Maybe because in the 80s, a lot of Ghanaians trooped to Nigeria, and some of them, were into shoemaking and whatever business that they were doing over there. So that's notion, and I don't know why. I do not understand why Nigerians will think that of Ghanaians, because even before Ghanaians went there, Ghanaians were actually doing well in the 50s, in the 60s. It was during the times when the coups became very rampant. That is why a lot of Ghanaians, ran to Nigeria. But I'm telling you, you go to village schools in typical villages. Last time I showed you, we call them E-blocks. A lot of them scattered all over Ghana, and these E-blocks are also free, and they are in remote areas. Sometimes it's just a village of just about 500 to 1,500 people living there, and you see the schools that have been built there. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Truly, the government of Ghana, successive government of Ghana, have done extremely well when it comes to education. I think instead of coming online, a lot of you Nigerians, instead of coming online to banter with us, to insult us, to make it look as though we have nothing better to do, put that pressure, or that same pressure and energy, on your government and push them to do the right things. How is it that common Ghana, as a lot of Nigerians say, ordinary Ghana, as a lot of Nigerians say, can pay school fees for her children, give them food, give them uniforms, books, everything for free, and the supposed giant of Africa, with all the resources that it has, the money, the economic might, the security might, with everything, they are unable to do the same for their children. That is real stab in the heart for Nigerians. And if you're Nigerian, right? If you're Nigerian and you do not accept this fact, or you don't see this, then you have a problem. then you have a problem. Because the very country that you are saying they are poor, they have nothing, they are, some will say that Lagos is richer than Ghana. If Lagos is richer than Ghana, at least Lagos should be able to take care of Lagosians. You understand? In Ghana, we have free, compulsory, basic education. Now we say compulsory free basic education. It begins from KG straight up to high school. Even the new government has proposed that first year tuition fee for all level 100 students will be paid for. Listen to what I said carefully. Tuition fee for all level 100 years will be paid for, free. So from high school, you go to the university, you don't have to pay admission fee, you just enter the university. Then the rest, you battle to get it. Because the most difficult aspect is getting into the school. That's the most difficult aspect. So you see where we are heading towards. In the next few years, no Ghanaian will have an excuse not to have been to the university. Can you say the same for Nigeria? I go by the name Mr. Celebrity. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit on the subscription button. Leave a like. I like being interactive. So let's talk. I'm out. And thank you for watching.